Are you serious? Are you serious? Freddy Guevara. Let me say that again. Freddy Guevara. Get used to that name, because I believe that's going to be the next leader of Venezuela. News is coming in right now, especially there's a great article at my son's website at thecrusaderjournal.com. Venezuela's opposition is turning up the heat on President Maduro with a strike that has been called. Now, word out of Caracas, Venezuela's opposition has called today for a national shutdown against President Nicolas Maduro in a major escalation of protest against the leftist, socialistic, communistic, atheistic government accused of flouting the people's will. Quote, "We're not going to allow the destruction of Venezuela. The whole country overwhelmingly rejects President Maduro's regime," said the opposition leader Freddy Guevara, announcing the first 24-hour strike in nearly 4 months of anti-government demonstrations that have led to some 100 people being killed in the streets. The opposition, which wants restaurants and shops and transportation to come to a standstill this Thursday. What? That could get extremely ugly. They said it would also take steps to set up a national unity government and name new alternative judges to the pro-Maduro Supreme Court. That raised the possibility of a parallel state structure to challenge the government-controlled institutions. The opposition said it brought 7.6 million people out to vote on Sunday for an unofficial vote intended to delegitimize a man they call a dictator. Folks, now Hugo Chavez caused this whole problem. Venezuela was a thriving nation with a thriving economy. It really was. But then it was the democracy, and then it was a capitalistic society. Now it's a dictatorship, and it is a super socialistic state. Maduro's foes are demanding a presidential election. They want to stop his plan to create a controversial new legislative super body called a Constituent Assembly. In other words, he just wants to create his own little group of people that, like a council, that are going to only do whatever he, the dictator, wants done. They are also seeking freedom for about 400 jailed activists that are rotting in prison, independence for the opposition-controlled legislator, and permission for foreign humanitarian aid. How about that? How about that, President Maduro? How about letting the people get something to eat from other international organizations and humanitarian groups, because your people can't find food on the shelf? Maduro has hijacked this nation. It started with Hugo Chavez, and it is now imploding on Maduro. They took businesses away from people, just like Fidel Castro. They robbed industries completely. They took over the General Motors plant. They just took it from General Motors. I mean, this is the same things that the Castro regime did in Cuba, the same thing that Adolf Hitler did in Nazi Germany. It's the same thing that Mussolini did in Italy. This is the same thing that Idi Amin did in Uganda. This is the same story. This is Joseph Stalin all over again. And folks, unless people understand, Abraham Lincoln said it best: if you don't learn from history, from the past, you are destined to make the same mistakes in the future. You're destined to, if you don't learn from the past. Well, Freddy Guevara said that the opposition would only talk with the government if the constituent plan was withdrawn. The hardball strategy recalls events before a short-lived coup against Maduro's predecessor, Hugo Chavez, back in 2002. But folks, the country is in way worse shape 15 years later. They didn't pull off the coup against Chavez in 2002. But now, so many people have been done wrong. So many people are hurting. Food is short. Medical supplies are non-existent. Unemployment, lack of cash, crime in the streets. The wheels are coming off. Venezuela is on the brink. This is going to be a coup. It will happen. It could happen swiftly if Maduro was taken out, but if not, it could turn into rebel groups will form, and then we may see a bloody, bloody civil war and chaos and misery in Venezuela. I pray to God that's not what happens. Pray for these people. Would you please pray for Venezuela? And pray for this opposition leader. Pray for this guy. Now, I don't know. He could end up being worse than what you got right now. But I think you got to do something. And so if Freddie Guevara is the man that is rising up, then pray for Venezuela that there can be a change. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Don't miss tonight's broadcast. Prime time live. I'll be going live at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's 10 p.m. Eastern at my website at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. I'll see you tonight with all of the current news headlines of the day. We will get you up to speed in this 1 hour of power. Are you saved? Time is running out.